From what I know, it seems that it's lower in Germany than in other countries. It's around 20% in the UK and at about 15% in Spain and Greece, as far as I know. But certainly it's difficult for young people to get into a job, especially now, with a slight depression that we feel, because all of the political measures that Germany has employed, they were basically there in order to protect the people that were already in work. So I could imagine that it's a problem for young people finding a job. I'm pretty sure that the conditions under which they will have to work differ greatly from the generation that is now leaving the jobs. It's more precarious. They have to work longer hours for less wage comparatively. And they need to be better trained. That's a problem that politicians are concerned or have been concerned with for a couple of years now. Back in 2006, the German magazine Spiegel ran a big title, what they called Generation Praktikum, and it was essentially about graduates mainly. The practicum is always a middle class thing because they usually have the financial support from parents and so on and so forth that are able to put them through it, right? That's one of the things. And then there have been a number of initiatives, but none has really passed. I think the Social Democrats, they suggested that the amount of weeks you can spend in one of those internships that should be limited. So yes, it's a problem, but it's a problem also for a certain kind of class. Which suffers from, and it's essentially then it also has to do with certain kind of jobs, right? So it's widespread, of course, in media. It's also widespread in education and in other things as well. But if you're an engineer, people are looking for engineers, so that's one of the things. Yes, what would be a solution? The solution is, of course, for the interns themselves to get organized, not wait for the politicians or for the bigger unions, to support their cause, because that's most likely to fail. First of all, it's a small group. It's influential in media, but it doesn't have much buying power. The unions don't really care about it. That's one of the things that's quite important. The big unions in Germany do not care about people on internships because they're usually not unionized. They're interested in people in full-time employment. And with the politicians, I think mostly they try to score. So what is to be done? As Lenin said, the interns themselves need to organize, and there are examples of that. There is, for example, the Precarious Workers Brigade in London, and also the Carrot Collective, and these are examples of people organizing themselves. So get in touch with them, talk to them, see how they do. You will probably share the same problems. No, why would I? I personally think that you won't be good at a job if you don't like doing the job, and that's true for every job. If you're a carpenter and you don't like wood, don't like working with wood, you shouldn't get into that. If you're an engineer and you don't like engineering things, you don't like tearing things apart, you don't like seeing how things work, finding that out, you're in the wrong job, inevitably. The same is true for journalism. If you're not curious and if you're cynical and if you don't like to write or to photograph or to film, you're in the wrong kind of work. That being said, there are too many journalists. I don't know, honestly. It's difficult to get a full-time job as a journalist. But I wouldn't say that there's not enough. I would also say that there's not enough journalism. Right, so there's a kind of discrepancy with the jobs that are available and with the level of investigative journalism, especially, that is being done. If you have a look at Der Spiegel from the last couple of years, it's been ages since they actually broke a big story, like a big corruption scandal or something that went wrong in news. It's really strange. It's really strange because we have so many journalists, but apparently it's very difficult to do proper journalism. So I don't know. It's difficult for me to give a final answer. No, I don't think there are enough people graduating or going into journalism. No, I think it's fine. If they want to do it, they should do it.